Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 28 of my 1 vs 3 vs 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against two separate teams of 3 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Halfling Dreadnought, Welby the Tinkerer. In our last episode, we eliminated another of our opponents. In this case, we eliminated the High Elf Theocrat, Awaness the Custodian. And she actually surrendered to us and is now one of our heroes. So you can see her right here. What's really interesting is that when Awaness surrendered, we actually gained 2 Shrines of Smiting, which are the tier 4 class unit of the Theocrat. So that's pretty fantastic. And we also, of course, gained her throne city, the city of Birneth here, which very strong city, very highly upgraded. As you can see here, it's pretty much decked out with all the available upgrades. So very good, and we're in the process here of starting to produce some really powerful tier 3 cavalry units out of here. So very fortunate that I was able to basically force Awaness to surrender. And that really just leaves Camille Moonflower as the only remaining member of this team of 3. We've already eliminated Colm the Lucky, and then now we've eliminated Awaness, and that just leaves Camille. So we're going to, in this episode, I think, really try to bring the fight to Camille. And you can see here that we actually have the throne of Camille in sight. However, unfortunately, we do have quite a number of very nasty units here. You can see pretty much Shadow Stalkers galore, and then some Succubi as well. So pretty nasty customers there guarding that city. So we have our work cut out for us, but thankfully we have Holly and her stack here, along with Warmaster Hobby and his group. And then we also have a number of units moving in to reinforce, some additional machines here. And we have some additional machines coming in to reinforce even further. And then I was actually thinking it might be nice to bring Awaness into the fight as well and have her join in the fun too. So lots to do here, and I think we're really going to prioritize eliminating Camille. But before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some fantastic comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments comes from Civ5 Addict. Civ5 Addict made a really good point here, and this is something I hadn't really considered, but I had talked last episode about wanting to get Resurrect Hero, as I'm still trying to figure out kind of what I want to research, and it's one of my options. However, there's actually a caveat here, which is that I now have well above the limit for heroes. As I just pointed out, I now have Awaness, I have Colm the Lucky, who I believe is down here somewhere. Where is he? There he is. So we have Colm now on our team. Again, because he surrendered. So that's 2 additional heroes. And then we actually have a third in the Shadow Realm over here. You can see right here we have Retromoria, the Shadow Star, who is our Shadow Elf Dreadnought. We actually dominated her using Leo, and that's how we acquired Retromoria. So, again, we have more than the hero limit, which I believe was 4, if I'm not mistaken. And as a result, Resurrect Hero actually may not work because I'm already above the hero limit. So, good point there from Civ5 Addict. A really good reminder, actually. The next set of comments here is from My Brain Hurts. Brain pointed out that, and this is kind of just an overall comment here about the way cannons function. In the last few episodes, I've been using cannons in city sieges and in other battles, and Brain just wanted to point out that cannons will actually do full damage to units that are hiding behind cover so long as that cover is destructible and is destroyed in the cannon shot. So where this comes into play most commonly would be when you're sieging a city that doesn't have a wall. It just has those little kind of wooden obstacles that are, I think, only have a single health point each. And the cannon shot, when you go to look at how much damage it'll do, it shows the unit behind the obstacle as being minus 75% damage because it's obstructed by the obstacle, but when you fire the cannon, it will actually break the obstacle and then do full damage. And that's actually what happened last episode. So, again, Brain just kind of providing a nice summary there of basically how the cannon shot works and kind of the mechanics there. So, don't let the predicted damage kind of fool you in that case. Now, it is important to note, though, that if you're blasting a unit behind, let's say, like a stone wall, and the cannon doesn't do enough damage to break the wall completely, then yes, it will do reduced damage to the unit behind. But, again, good comment there from Brain to just sort of sort that out. Provide some clarification. The next comment here is from Yonsich. Siege pointed out that I could actually send Welby into the Shadow Realm as kind of a way to make Welby get involved here. So right now we had Welby down here. We were going to clear out a number of these structures. And then I think we're also going to be sending a builder over here to basically throw up a fort. And that will allow us to then gain the resources from the trading post and the gold mine in particular, which will give us 30 extra gold per turn. Now, what Siege is pointing out is that I could take Welby, once I've kind of accomplished this goal here of clearing all these structures out, I could then send Welby kind of along this way, maybe clear out a few more structures, and then have him actually go through this shadow gate here, which is where Welby actually, once upon a time, a number of episodes back, this is actually where Welby had come from the Shadow Realm into the surface world, and then had been, unfortunately, killed off in a battle with Colm right here, right outside the town of Onyx Relic. And so, again, if I were to send Welby through into the Shadow Realm, then I could start clearing out a number of these structures that I wasn't able to clear out, and I could eventually have Welby kind of, he could even come and clear this Forgotten Throne out, which would be amazing. And then he can basically just kind of work his way up and maybe assist in some of the battling in the Shadow Realm, and maybe eventually even get over and start helping Leo and Retromoria here with the fight against Quandria. So, really, really good suggestion there from Siege. I like that idea of kind of what to do with Welby. I was sort of not sure about maybe what was best to do with him, so good idea there. Siege also had sort of a comment just regarding sort of what I'm going to be doing for the next playthrough series. So obviously this one we still, I've now kind of got the momentum back on my side, but this is still far from over. We still got an intact team of 3 that we have to deal with here, that being Zorn, Quandria, and Galendil. That being said, it's always nice to kind of think about, eventually what I might do in a future playthrough series. And I think what I'm probably going to do, Siege was asking if I'm thinking about doing a rogue playthrough series. That's the only class I haven't yet done a playthrough of on my channel, and I think that's probably what I'm going to do next. I should note, though, that similar to the Dreadnought class, I really don't have a lot of experience with the rogue, so that will be, I think, kind of an adventure and probably some fun, because I'll be kind of learning as I go as well. And then in terms of another suggestion, Siege actually asked if I would consider maybe doing a Seals game. And that's something I've actually never done, so that could be sort of a fun way to maybe add a different dimension in the future playthrough series. So, again, I think once we get a little closer to the end of this series, this particular series, my Halfling Dreadnought series, I will probably make sort of an open call for suggestions and recommendations for what you guys want to see going forward. But it's always nice to just kind of think about that and keep those suggestions in mind. So I appreciate that from Siege. Finally, a comment here from Insert Username. Insert pointed out something that's actually really cool, which is that these shrines are machines. And since they're machines, I'm actually really lucky because as a Dreadnought, I have a lot of things that will benefit these machines. So I can repair them using my engineers and my repair machine effects, like emergency repair, things like that. And that's actually really cool. In addition, I might actually be able to revive these Shrines of Smiting if they were to die using Reassemble, which would be really, really cool. So again, kind of a neat opportunity here where normally as a Dreadnought, you don't get access to Shrines of Smiting. I now have 2 of them, so let's see if maybe we can, take full advantage of that. So really, really good point there from Insert Username, just to kind of point out the synergy that I've sort of happened upon. So as always, big thank you to everybody for the fantastic comments. They are extremely appreciated. And I think we're going to just dive right in here. We've got a lot to do. And again, I really want to take on Camille and see if we can make it kind of a triple here and finish off one team. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, I think we were pretty much at the end of our turn. However, after thinking about this, I would like to send Awaness down to join in the fun. So Awaness is going to move on down. She's going to join in here with the fight for the throne city of Camille here, I believe. And I think that's going to be it for us, I think. I don't really... Yeah, there was nothing else I really wanted to do. Nothing else I really can do at this point. So let's end the turn there. Oh, and we had... I guess somebody was moving still a little bit. So now we'll end our turn. If it's going to let me here. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now let's keep an eye on what Camille does, because of course we're going to be getting ready to attack her. So let's keep an eye on her throne here. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts bringing additional units in to try to augment the defense of her throne here. Okay, so she's kind of moving her units around. She's actually provided me potentially an opportunity here. If you look, assuming she doesn't do anything else here, you can see that she's got this stack of Shadow Stalkers and this main group, and then she's got this one off to the side, and I might have an opportunity, kind of like with Awanes, where I could potentially attack and only bring in these two stacks here, and then basically get an easier fight. So that might actually have played into my hands a little bit here. Okay. Well, hey, I'm not going to complain about that. That's a decent opportunity for me. Now it's Quandria. Oh, geez, what's this? Okay, Quandria is actually fighting me here. So she's attacking my 2 stacks of units here that are in the Shadow Realm. And, oh boy, she's got a Shadow Elf Theocrat hero leading a stack here of units. And some pretty tough customers. We've got 1, 2, 3 Shadow Stalkers, 2 Succubi. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's do it. Now, there's a couple of things that are in our favor for this battle, actually, which is really, I'm really lucky in a way. If we think about this, Quandria, I believe, is actually still in the Void right now. So, since she's in the Void, she's not going to be able to cast any spells. So that's great, because that means I can kind of have a bit of a license here to cast what I want and not have her try to disjunct anything. Which probably means I think it's time for some Arachnid Horde action. So I think that's probably what we'll do. Of course, that is going to cost a lot of our resources, our casting points with Welby, but I think we're going to be okay. So let's decide here. Sorry, I was just adjusting how I was sitting there if you heard some noise. Okay, we're going to cast a spell here. We're going to throw up Arachnid Horde with Welby. Unfortunately, that is going to use up a lot of our casting points, but I think it's going to be worth it because, again, we get extra units out of that spell, and it also is going to give us the opportunity to basically, you know, have these kind of disposable units that we can throw at these Shadow Stalkers to maybe try and use up their attacks. Now, of course, we've also got some tough customers over here. We've got some Nightshade Fairies and a few other kind of nasties, so let's maybe think about how we want to approach this battle. With Leo here, I think what we'll do is we'll heal our Dread Spider Queen, who is kind of in rough shape at the moment. And then I think with our Brew Brother here, we're going to basically just buff the Blight Elemental. I think this Blight Elemental is really going to be kind of one of our Vanguard units for this battle. So now let's get the Spider Queen over there, and I think we'll move the Buttercup Fairy in to just kind of support. We're going to sort of let them come to us a little bit in this battle, I think. We've also got a Guardian Flame, which, you know what, we could actually put that on the Spider Queen as well, just to provide some extra healing. So maybe let's do that. Meanwhile, I think what we'll do is we will... Well, we have Bestow Static Shield. I almost forgot about that. You know what, let's summon some Lightning Sprites first of all. And then we can think about perhaps using our Bestow Static Shield with 2 of our Storm Priests here. Okay, so that's going to do it for those units. I think we'll leave the Raptor kind of where he is. I don't think these units can get to me yet. No. We're going to have to watch out for the seduction attempts by the Succubus as well. The nice thing, too, is that Leo does have... Ooh, Instant Wrath being applied. Leo does have Phoenix Warrior, which I think we're going to take advantage of. We'll probably throw that on our units that are going to kind of get in there, get down and dirty. Like maybe on our Blight Elemental, just because, again, I think I've kind of pegged him to be our upfront battler here. So let's do that. That way we can basically send him in and be we can take a little bit kind of greater risks, I think, with him. So now, let's see. Do we want to maybe try for some blasting here? Kind of like this. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. Try and kind of goad them into maybe coming after us a little bit. Okay, so I don't really want all these units kind of coming at me just yet. So I think we're going to... Ooh, I actually shouldn't have run away that early, but... So let's kind of step on back here a little bit, perhaps. I think we're out of range now. Yeah, we're good. So we're going to throw on the static shield on the Raptor just because the Raptor is going to, I think, do a bit of work for us. Yeah, let's throw a lightning sprite right there. We have some spider babies here that are going to be able to help us out maybe a touch. We'll send the lightning sprite in like this, and this one over here. Again, they're just there to kind of annoy them and tie them up a little bit. Maybe give us an opportunity to inflict some casualties on them over on this side of the battle, and then we can turn ourselves around and go and put the work in up north, which, again, it's going to be tough because we've got those Shadow Stalkers who are going to be a real challenge. I think this Buttercup Fairy is actually going to be useful in fighting against the Shadow Stalkers because of its damage. So the fire and the shock is going to be useful. Unfortunately, they are resistant to the frost damage, which not quite so useful. We'll put our Dread Spider right there just to kind of try and draw a little more aggro. And we'll keep Retromoria right where she is, I think. Maybe we'll back up this Storm Priest a little bit further. Okay, let's see what they do here. Okay, a little bit of healing being applied. Our spider's getting blasted. Going after our lightning sprites there. Trying to seduce our spiders. Our Blight Elemental basically getting surrounded, but soaking up a lot of the hits. Okay, now can we web the succubus? We can. That's fantastic. All right, that's going to make things a little easier for us here. Now, the big thing is, though, the Raptor's probably going to just get destroyed here if we send it in. Because, again, there's just some big, nasty units coming our way. So, let's see if we can maybe put some work in on this side of things. Get this part kind of cleared out. And then perhaps we can start making things happen for ourselves here. So, let's annihilate these touched with Leo. There we go. And then the crows, on the other hand, we can pretty much kill off with the Spider Queen. Have to be careful, though. We don't want to leave ourselves open to a flank shot. There we go. Okay, great. And then we can put some real big damage on these spearmen. Excellent. Okay. That's going to free up our Blight Elemental here to move over and attack this Archon Saint, actually, for some, hopefully for some fairly substantial damage. Nice, and we got the kill. Great. Okay, so now let's think about how they're going to be coming at us here. So, again, it would be ideal to put some big damage on this succubus while it's incapacitated, but I don't really want to put myself in unnecessary risk. So, I think what we'll do is we'll just throw up additional lightning sprites here. We're going to play this one a little bit safer. Let's see, what kind of range do they have? All right, so we'll back up even a little bit further here. Now, the question, do we want to try and do some damage here? I mean, I suppose we could. I don't think it's really worth necessarily. I don't know. I mean, again, if we do this with the Raptor, it's just going to get obliterated. So, let's maybe just do this. We'll buy ourselves some time. I suppose we could cast a spell here. Leo's already done his thing, so, I mean, we could use Retromoria here. We could throw on a force field, actually, on the Raptor. What kind of damage do these Shadow Stalkers do? A lot of frost damage, so that wouldn't maybe be so bad. You know what? Let's do it. Let's throw the force field on either that or we throw it on the Blight Elemental or the Spider Queen here. I don't think she's going to have enough casting points to do it twice. Let me double check that. Oh, she has lots, actually. Okay, well, let's just start throwing it on everybody then. 5 turns, that's plenty. So Alright, that's gonna do it. Okay, so Lucky kind of giving us a bit of help there. Light Elemental tanking some big damage. Nice, some extra spiders. As for the hero here, we can do some pretty massive damage with the Dread Spider. But also turn around with the Blight Elemental and absolutely annihilate her, which might actually be the best course of action. That said, I might be able to kill the Nightshade Fairy with the Blight Elemental. Let's see, what kind of damage are we doing here? So, with the flank, we'll do a little more, but without the flank, we're doing a minimum of 15 plus 17. With the flank, we'll do a little more. I don't know if that's a guaranteed kill, though, unfortunately. Yeah, and our little Brew Brothers here could just fight her, but I don't think they'll get the kill either. I don't think we can... Yeah, we can't web the Shadow Stalker, unfortunately, which is really not so good. Yeah, you know what? Let's try this, and let's just hope that we get lucky here. Ah, we didn't get it. All right. Well, we'll get the finish with our Brew Brother here. Bit of a shame, but... And then let's step on up with the Blight Elemental. Nice, and we got the kill. That's fantastic. So those Nightshade Fairies are out of commission. Now, unfortunately, the Dread Spider Queen is not in a great spot. So I think we might throw on a Phoenix Warrior just in case it goes down, because I'm anticipating a big flank shot here, and that's not going to feel very good. Now, as for these units here, let's think about maybe what would be best. No, I think we're just going to jump on in and just start beating up on that Succubus while it's down. We might as well take advantage of that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Again, we're kind of running from these Shadow Stalkers just because they're so frickin' powerful. The other option, I suppose, is that we just heal the Spider Queen. But I don't know if I like that option. And again, we do have Retromoria still with Force Field that we could use. Now, if we throw the Raptor in, the Raptor's almost certainly just going to get annihilated. Alright, let's retreat back with Leo a little bit here. At least kind of get him into safety. And then we're going to throw Phoenix Warrior on somebody, and I think we're going to put it on the Spider Queen, just to keep her safe. Now, I'm kind of tempted to just run the Raptor in here to attack the Succubus. I mean, that's a dangerous move, though. Could really backfire on me. And again, I suspect if we do that, the Raptor's just going to get destroyed. So, maybe not the wisest choice. Boy, you know, this is a tough battle. I really have to think about this one. Again, the Shadow Stalker, if it gets in there, it's going to be pretty devastating for me, so try and give ourselves as much room as possible here. You know what? Let's put the Raptor right there and just kind of protect our Storm Priests a little bit. You know, this Lightning Sprite, on the other hand, we can go in and do the exact same thing here. Could also go in and flank this Succubus. You know what? Let's do that. Just kind of annoy them a little bit. Now, Retromoria here, I think we will move in like this. Again, I'm trying to be really careful in this battle, just because there's a lot at stake here. Buttercup Fairy's going to be in reserve just to be able to do some big damage to these Shadow Stalkers when the time comes. Alright, the Blight Elemental did his job. Oh, seduced my spiders, unfortunately. So let's see if we can maybe kill off this Succubus somehow. We can move our Spider Queen in, which now has Resurgence, which is excellent. We can move in and start attacking the Succubus for some big damage. I think that's probably what we're going to have to do. Oh, yeah, these Brew Brothers are going to be in tough against this Shadow Stalker. God, they're so hard to damage, too. That's the thing. Okay, big damage there. And then let's step up. Oh, yeah, big damage. Fantastic. And then we got to put the hurt on them here with Leo, perhaps. Have to be careful because obviously the Shadow Stalker is going to come in and absolutely annihilate somebody. Okay, and then let's do some big damage here. And then I think we should be able to just do a little bit of extra work here. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to do enough to get the kill unless we get really lucky. So maybe if we bring Retromoria over and do a musket shot or a pistol shot here. Yeah, let's do the musket shot. All right, that frees up our spider babies at least. And what we can do is we can actually send them over to this Shadow Stalker here and suck up some of their movement, which would be good. Or we can move over here and try and web. But I think doing this might be a smarter move. So there, now they can't do as many attacks, which is actually really good for us. Meanwhile, on this side of things, we can blast the crap out of this Halberdier. Let's maybe do that. Some big damage there. And then, oh yeah, we can do some more here. Let's do it. Nice. Okay, we got the kill. Retreat back with this one and summon another lightning sprite. Meanwhile, our raptor here, I think, is probably going to have to make a bit of a charge here. Let's try for another web. Okay, didn't get it. Could go in for a flank. I mean, we're probably going to just get killed if we do this, but might actually be worth it. Again, if we end up losing the raptor, that's really not a big deal. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that could maybe help us out here. Because I really don't want the Succubus coming in closer to me. That said, we've used up some of her movement, so I guess I don't have to be as concerned about that. You know what we'll do is we'll put the raptor like this. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Okay, these spiders are really coming in clutch, to be perfectly honest. They're actually making quite a big difference for me. We're going to go for another web here. Okay, just trying to reduce movement, basically, at this point. Alright, so now we can beat the crap out of this Shadow Stalker as much as possible. Really... yeah, that Spider Queen's basically hooped at this point. Yeah, our little Brew Brothers are in rough, too, so they're going to just camp out in defense, I think. We might have to throw a Phoenix Warrior on them to make things a little easier. Okay, so now let's just kind of gang up and do as much damage to this thing as we can here. Alright, so we can... nice to build up a... there we go, we can build up a charge here and hit them. Pretty big damage there. That's actually really nice. And then we can step up like this, turn them around some more, step up here, do some fairly hefty damage. Really nice. A little more. Perfect. Now the question is, do we want to maybe fireball and get the finish? Alternatively, I suppose we could send Retromoria in and try for the kill. It's not a guarantee, though. That kind of scares me. What about Leo? Is Leo... yeah, Leo's a much better odds of getting the kill. I think we'll try that. Excellent. All right, that's one dealt with. Now we've still got this Shadow Stalker, and I think we'll use up some of his attacks here. There, okay, so now his range is a lot less. He can still flank Leo and do some nasty damage, but at least he's a little bit less able to really inflict massive damage as we've cut his movement dramatically, so do a little bit of work there. And then with Retromoria, we can perhaps do a little bit more. And I really got to be careful. I don't want to get in range with him, because he'll do some nasty things to me if he gets the chance. Spider Baby's just going to hang out. Alright, that's going to do it for our turn. Okay, so Leo tanked the damage like an absolute champ. Ooh, and now Leo's in big trouble, so we're going to have to try and rescue Leo. I think we'll be alright, though. We're in good shape here, so we can step over their Buttercup Fairy and turn this guy around, which shouldn't be too big of an issue. But we can even step up even further and do some substantial damage like that. And then the Succubus, we can actually put some pretty decent work on here with the Lightning Sprites, so let's do that. There we go. Now a nice flank shot here. Oh yeah, let's do it. Big damage. And then we can get the kill here. Okay, perfect. So now Leo is actually free to wander again, which is really, really good. I think what we'll do is we'll put Resurgence on the Brew Brother over there, just because he's a pretty valuable asset, so I don't really want him going down. So Leo's going to go over there like this. We're going to throw Phoenix Warrior on the Brew Brother just to make sure he doesn't die. And then we'll start attacking the Trebuchet here. Now, Retromoria. And we want to do something to this Shadow Stalker because he's a dangerous customer. Okay, we'll flank him with some damage, and then we'll get the kill here. Perfect, okay. Now that frees us up. So now we've got Retromoria, who can maybe start helping out the Brew Brother a little bit. We're going to bring the Buttercup Fairy over to do the same. I have to be really careful, though, because if I get her in range of the Shadow Stalker, I think we're going to be in trouble. So I don't really want to play that game, to be perfectly honest. With Retromoria, that is. Alright, good thing I put Resurgence on those guys, because they kind of needed it. Okay, so we can't get down there, so let's go and attack the Trebuchet. Hunter Spider can move like this. Flank there at least. Ooh, and maybe I should have... I can't web, that's right, I almost forgot. Okay, so now with Leo, we're going to run on down and heal up our Raptor. And our Raptor's going to move in there and start to do some work, I think. Maybe we can kind of goad him out into attacking me out there. Meanwhile, it's going to be Lightning Sprite time. Same goes for this. Lightning Sprites galore, that's going to help us out. Our Buttercup Fairy here is going to move right in behind the Raptor. Got some additional spiders down here for some extra reinforcement. Now, Retromoria, again, I think we want to keep her out of harm's way. I don't want her getting in too risky a situation there. Okay, now I think we're in good shape. So, at this point, I think with the combination of Retromoria's blast here, we can... Or just outright kill him in one shot. Perfect. Now we can start working on the Trebuchet. I don't think there's really a ton else we can do. We could throw on a static shield on Leo, I suppose. A little bit of damage there. A little bit of flank action there. Charge in for a nice shot like that. I think with Leo, we will retreat back just so that we're a little bit safer back there. Spiders aren't really doing much. We'll send these in to attack the Trebuchet. Just move up our Storm Priests. Okay, so that's going to about do it, and I think we can just kill the Trebuchet and we should be good to go now. Yeah, so we could wait for a little more healing, I suppose. Let's try for a web, maybe. Perfect. All right, that's going to allow us another turn here for a little bit of additional healing, which is a good thing. Meanwhile, we can just summon additional lightning sprites because why not? And yeah, with Leo, we'll probably just do a self-heal, I think. Perfect, and he'll just heal himself, and then we can get the kill here with our Raptor, perhaps. Level him up. Fantastic. All right, well, we successfully defended ourselves, and we killed off Quandria's hero and a couple of her big boy units here, and we didn't lose anybody, thankfully. Unfortunately, we did have to spend a decent amount of casting points to do it, but I think it's worth it. Alright, so now it looks like Zorn is moving, so let's see what Zorn does. Again, we still haven't really encountered him at all, so I don't know exactly where Zorn is. I'm guessing he's probably up to the north somewhere along with Galendil and Quandria, who we kind of already know where they are. So that would be my guess, but you never know. Okay, it looks like we've had a domain invasion. What that was. Okay, the turn has flipped over here. We've gotten better at governing high elves. Let's see. We could do the military upgrade for our longbowmen and hunters, or we could do the population boost for shooting grounds. I think because we aren't going to be using a lot of longbowmen, we're probably just going to do the shooting grounds economic upgrade there. We've also gotten better at governing Tigrans. Prowlers gain hurl net, or observatories give us extra gold. We're not going to really be using prowlers at this stage in the game, a kind of similar story, so we'll go with the economic upgrade as well. And we got some level up action for Colm. Oh my goodness, so you know what, I must have completely forgotten to actually improve him when I acquired him as a hero, so that's a little embarrassing. Well, this is good. It means we can get a lot of big upgrades. So let's grab Blood Brothers. That's a really good one for him. Defense Command, that's good. Charge Command. What do we have? Melee Command. Maybe grab Range Command as well while we're at it. Yep. Oh, you know what? We can give him Phoenix Warrior, which is a really good spell. Let's do that as well. And then, is there anything else that would maybe be super useful? Martial Arts would be kind of nice for him. Field Medic would actually be really nice to keep his units healthy. We'll do that. And then we have 8 left, so let's do Martial Arts and Tireless. Perfect. Okay, so that takes care of Colm. Alright, so we've had a few things happen here. We've had some items arrive. Let's sort that out. Nice. Okay, this is that Feathered Serpent War Bonnet that we've given to Pimpton. A little bit of redundancy there because it gives heal, but that's okay. I mean, Pimpton is now pretty much a beast. I suppose we could send this to Colm, perhaps, and then he would have healing, but basically, I think we also had another item arrive for Pimpton here. Let me double-check that. Yeah, so we had this ring. Now, if we look at the combination here of the ring, 60% fire protection, plus the headgear, 40% fire protection, Pimpton is now immune to fire. So he's 100% fire protected, 80% blight protection, and 100% spirit. So he's quite the beast, which is really good. That's really, really nice. Okay, so we had a couple domain invasions here. We had one at Asyut. That might have been one of our opponents actually scouting us, because that came up before the Independence. So I think I'm actually going to leave this unit that I produced. I'm going to leave it in the city. I didn't see what it actually was that was this notification, but that could mean that Galendil is starting to maybe have units coming down or something, and maybe they popped into the domain for a bit or something, so I don't really want to risk it, so I'll leave a unit there to provide some protection. Meanwhile, this Golem can actually move on in and help out our units in the Shadow Realm here. So there we go. Now we can actually start clearing out structures here in the Shadow Realm around Fula Zaire, which is really good. You know what? Maybe we can take care of that battle actually pretty soon here. But before we do that, maybe we should just look at this domain invasion in Ripura as well. Oh, and look at this. We have some elemental units coming to cause problems for us. Oh, that's annoying. I was going to send this stack off here to try and reclaim the city of Yargan from these elementals, but I might actually have to turn them around and have them kind of re-garrison the city in light of this threat. You know what? I'm going to do that just to play it safe. I don't want to risk losing Ripura. It's a pretty decent city at this point, so I want to make sure I have adequate protection for the city. Boy, that's frustrating. I haven't been able to figure out where these units are spawning from. There's something up in this area. Maybe it's this. I'm not sure. I don't think that's a spawning structure. I think that's one of those shrine things that you can visit and it'll give you like a buff. But yeah, I really don't know what it is that's been spawning these things. It's been very frustrating this entire series. But in any case, we're keeping Ripura protected, so hopefully these units will kind of just bugger off. We had some joint offers here. We're gonna decline those. That's not something I'm really interested in doing. I'm happy with most of these staying as vassals for now. I noticed though that we did have Endram produce this Chamber of Rejuvenation. Okay, let's see what we could do next. So we've got Hall of Initiation to give us Archon Paladin, Citadel of Light to give us the Titan, or the House of Judgment to give us the Avenger. Well, it's the same cost either way for the Light or the Judgment, so I'm going to go Citadel of Light and try and get some Archon Titans going. I think that's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited to get to see those units in action. We have a quest available for the Dragon Dwelling up here in the Shadow Realm. Let's find out more about it. Okay, they'd like us to kill some giants. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we really have anybody in the vicinity. And I don't think Welby's going to be there in time to be doing that. So I think we might not be able to do that quest for them, unfortunately. But let's jump back up now. We've got a number of battles we want to do. And probably most pressing is going to be the fight for Camille's throne here. So let's see. If we zoom in on this, you can see that we've got 2 Shadow Stalkers here. Then we've got 2 more, plus 3 Succubus, and an Eagle Rider. And then we've got this stack with additional Stalkers and Succubus, but it's staggered in a way that I think I could just engage these 2 stacks, unless there's something hiding back here that I can't see. Let's maybe get a touch closer. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think we'll be able to do this. So let's see. We could park 1 unit there, 1 unit here, and 1 unit there. So let's do this. Oh, this is fantastic. This is giving us a really, really good opportunity here. So yeah, these 2 stacks won't even factor into the battle, I don't think. And then, oh, that's perfect. Okay, Holly can go here. And then War Master can go right here. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we can engage just these 2 units in battle. That is fantastic. That's going to give us a huge advantage here in taking this city. We won't even have to wait for backup, really. Okay, what I'm going to do, though, before I engage this battle, because there's a lot going on, I'm just going to do a quick save here, just in case anything crashes. I'm starting to get a little... I'm going to call this just 0.5 here. Just so that our bases are covered in case, you know, anything happens. Because as these battles get bigger in scale, I'm starting to worry about, you know, instability. Because sometimes that does happen. So I'm just going to cover my bases there. All right, let's do this battle. And, you know, of course, if something were to happen here, I can reload from this point and then keep moving, and you won't have missed anything. Of course, I'll let you know if anything like that happens. I'm starting to kind of worry about that a little bit, so I want to make sure my bases are covered. Okay, let's use War Master. We'll engage the battle with War Master here. Yeah, so it's just bringing these 2 stacks in. That's so good. Okay, this is fantastic, actually. I'm super excited. Again, I didn't make that save to you know, break my Ironman mode or anything like that. I'm literally just doing it in case like something freezes and crashes or anything like that, because again, as these battles get bigger in scale, that's always a bit of a risk. So just trying to make sure that I've got my bases covered. All right, so we've got lots of cannons here, and we've got, of course, a number of units here that have Resurgence. So I think what we will do is we will use our cannons here. Maybe, you know what, let's blast this Eagle Rider. I think that would be a wise choice here. Highly mobile. Ooh, nice. Critical. Highly mobile unit there that could use some blasting. We'll move our flame tank up because I expect that we're going to see some action here. I imagine these units won't be hiding behind the walls forever. Let's step up a little bit further. One more. Really not doing a ton of damage to the Shadow Stalkers. Jeez. But we'll do at least a little bit, and then we can drop a nice, juicy, rapid reload there to get our cannon back in the fight. Meanwhile, our flame tanks here, I think we will just kind of move them up, just so that they're ready to go if things, if need be. Meanwhile, with our ogres here, I think we'll just kind of start moving everybody in. And you know what? I might actually throw on a Bestow Iron Heart just to protect the ogre from the impact here of the succubus with seduction. Shock Trooper is going to be especially vulnerable as well. And our flyer, I'd actually like to maybe next turn throw on Touch of Faith on the flyer just to protect the flyer as well. Oh, and our musketeer needs to come along for that ride as well. This musketeer can just kind of provide some reinforcement on this end. And our Hellhound here, again, sort of same story. Meanwhile, War Master can stay kind of in the vicinity to keep the machines nice and healthy, as he's got all those repair abilities. Okay. Ooh, and of course our hero got cursed. A little bit annoying, but I think we'll survive. And of course they're coming out to meet me. Shouldn't really be surprised at that. Okay, we can do some fire damage here, which would be really good for us. Unfortunately, those cannons have to reload, which is a bit of a shame. However, if we step up like this, we can blast. Oh, and of course the Eagle Rider gets lucky. Why am I not surprised? I think what we'll maybe do... Oh, it'd be nice to get the cannon over there for a lineup shot, but I don't think we're going to really get that option. Probably get our party robot in there and start doing some fighting, I think. Be nice to use up some of the movement here. So let's attack the succubus, perhaps. There we go. Meanwhile, over here, let's start blasting as much as we can. You know, I wonder if we could put our cannon like this. Oh, yeah, and then we can blast the succubus. Oh, and that back one got lucky. Of course it did. But we can do some big fire damage here. Lucky again, of course. Now, this ogre doesn't have any protection from seduction, but you know what? What we could do here, let's step up with Holly, perhaps, and drop a Touch of Faith on this ogre. And then we can get in there and annihilate that succubus. I suppose I could send the flyer in to engage this Shadow Stalker just to prevent it from attacking Holly, who's kind of in rough shape at the moment. That said, I could also send it in to flank this succubus, which might be useful. I could protect Holly with my musketeers and my other ogre here, not to mention the shock trooper. So, yeah, let's do that. We'll go like this. Oh, of course, Lucky coming into play. Jeez. That is annoying. We'll reload the cannon. And then we're going to protect our hero. Like that. There we go. Okay, now this flame tank, I suppose we actually could have blasted these two with this flame tank as well. Although it might be nice to start helping out over here because I suspect our units on this end are gonna be in some trouble. That said, if we could kill off these two, that would actually free up a lot of things for us. So let's maybe try that. Let's see. We'll back up one. Nice, okay. There we go. Pretty nice damage. Now this cannon, on the other hand, we're going to retreat back. I think we're still out of... Yeah, we're out of range, more or less, and then we'll reload. Now, as for these musketeers, I think we will perhaps step up and try to help a little bit. But, you know, it might actually be worth just keeping them back now that I think about it. We also have War Master here who could maybe step in. I suppose he could actually start using some spells. That might actually be kind of wise. We'll step him back just a touch. Whoops. Put him right there. And then we'll use Last Stand on our party robot prototype there. And you know what? I think we'll leave our Musketeer and our Hellhound kind of where they are. Maybe just retreat them back ever so slightly. Okay. Very good. Okay, that wing beat. I suspect we may end up losing our flame tank in there, which would be kind of a shame. Party robot tank and damaged. Very, very nice. Our cannon can blast the Shadow Stalkers or try and kill the Succubus. Nice to hit both Shadow Stalkers, but it really is not doing a ton of damage, so we'll have to make that decision. Kind of a tough call. Meanwhile, on this front... excuse me. On this front over here, we've got some work to do. We can Warcry and attack the Shadow Stalker here. Very nice, got the kill. And we've still got this Succubus who needs to die, so let's just beat her to death with the Ogre. Great. Now, meanwhile, the Flyer could step up and start engaging this Shadow Stalker in here, actually, which I wouldn't mind. Yeah, there we go. And then this Ogre will just start walking everybody over to try to assist kind of the situation that we have going on. We could Sundisk this guy, I suppose, for some damage. Not that that's making a big difference, but hey, it helps a little bit. And then the cannon, we can do the same. But it might actually be better to send the cannon over this way. Maybe we can... Ooh, nice. We can get a little bit of damage in here. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't make a huge difference, but a little bit will help. And then we move over like this, I think. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, that's going to hit our party robot, which not so ideal. What if we go like this, perhaps? There, that's better. Nice, okay. Now our cannon might actually be able to kill one of the Shadow Stalkers if we get a good roll. Let's try it. Nice, and we actually did get a good roll. Fantastic. Okay, and that's going to free us up to use our Hellhound in here to get some damage, actually, which is really good. That said, I think we'll use War Master to maybe try and get the kill, if we can. Fortunately, it's looking like we're not going to be able to get a guarantee of the kill, which is a bit of a shame. So maybe we'll just use our Hellhound to guarantee the kill. Yeah, there we go. And then our Musketeer can step over, flank the Succubus. Oh, lucky, of course. Why am I not surprised? The Hellhound's going to take a bit of damage here, but that actually has a potential to do a lot to the Eagle Rider. Would be really nice. And of course, lucky. My goodness. That's just disgusting. Let's kill off the Eagle Rider here. Nice. I was going to say, unless, of course, Lucky's going to stop it. And then, let's see, Ram. Ooh, that's actually pretty decent. Let's do that. Nice. Okay. So, the Engineer over here did take a bit of a beating. But we can step in and reload our cannon. Okay, so now the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is this flame tank, but I think we'll be fine. The succubus may move over, though, and try to seduce somebody. We'll have to see if that's what they decide to try to do. Nope, just going doing damage. That's fine by me. Makes it easier. Okay. So we can... We do some spirit damage here. I get a little bit of flank damage. Turn him around. Use our flyer to almost get the finish. You know what? We can use our engineers, I think, to get the kill, perhaps. Oh, not quite, eh? Close, but no cigar. Oh, and now I've put my engineer in a position where the engineer could be killed. That wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. Well, we'll do a little bit. Now, if he tries to run, I think the flyer will just hit him. Oh, you know what? I could get the cannon kill here. Let's do it. There we go. Okay, great. Now I don't have to worry about that. All right, let's try for some healing here. We can emergency repair one of our machines. Let's do the flame tank itself. Very nice. Musketeer over here can maybe help us out a bit. You know what? We can try for a flank here. Nice, okay. Then we should be able to get the kill with either the party robot or the flame tank or the hellhounds. Someone's going to be able to help out with that kill. And yeah, I think we're in good shape. So let's see. The flame tank could maybe use a little more experience. So let's do that. Fantastic. All right. So there we go. We basically cleared out Camille's throne city here of a lot of its powerful units. We're still in really good shape. Our units are still intact. Again, they've taken some damage, but they're still really in good shape. So now we could basically just do that siege all over again here. We've got, again, similar units, 2 Shadow Stalkers, 3 Shadow Stalkers, 2 Succubus. It should be a little easier, although I don't know if we can get all of our units in there to participate in the battle, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it, so... let's see, if we were to just step up with our units, I don't think that's going to work. So we want to make sure we orient our units in a way that as many get brought into battle as possible. And unfortunately, I don't know if we really can. Well, I think we'll be okay either way. Just looking at what we have. If Holly's stack gets committed to the battle, we'll be fine. If this stack gets committed to the battle with Hobby, we'll be okay. So now, if we engage this, I don't think we bring all of... Oh, we do bring all of our units. Okay, perfect. All right, then let's do it. We're going to do this battle. Boy, this is exciting. Okay, let's see here. We might be able to actually capture the throne. Alright, so we have to be a little bit careful as some of our units are a little bit beat up. Again, our flyer is actually kind of in rough shape, so let's drop a nice big heal on the flyer. Some of our machines are a little bit beat up, but nothing we can't handle. Let's blast the Eagle Rider there for some damage. Meanwhile, on this side, we're kind of... Unfortunately, our cannons are kind of out of the optimal area here for doing some damage. Can we get a nice side shot? Yeah, we can. There we go. That's what I was after. Very nice. Unfortunately, our engineers can't quite get in there to reload the cannon. However, I suppose they could drop heal or something, perhaps, maybe. Okay, we'll use the regular repair machine here, I think. Actually, no. We'll use the emergency repair on the party robot. There we go. And you know what? We can actually send the party robot over here and do another emergency repair. Ooh, that's great. Okay. Very nice. So that takes care of that. And then the party robot can step on up. Oh, and you know what? Oh, and that was actually... I could have even accomplished more I could have used the party robot to heal the engineer, but oh well. Meanwhile, our other units here, I think we will start to advance them. Anticipating that they're going to probably come up and try to fight me a little bit here, I'm guessing. The flame tank can kind of step on up. Alright, let's see. Do your worst here, Camille. Coming out with the little Draconians. Ooh, nerfing all of my movement there, sucking that away with those curses. But she's now exposed herself, so we can basically just start putting work in, which is really good for us. So let's see, can we... These Grimbeak Crows are a bit annoying. I don't really want to put my engineers in risk here. Although the engineer hopefully will be able to survive if it does take a hit. I think what we'll do here is we'll actually heal the engineers. We'll then reload the cannon. And that's going to allow us to then do a nice big blast here. Nice, and neither of them got lucky. That's perfect. Okay, now let's see what we do with fire here. Ooh, nice. We could step up one more and do a little bit more fire damage, actually. Perfect. And then I think we'll hit our own tank, but that's okay. Excellent. That's fantastic. Meanwhile, with War Master here... Shadow Stalker's a little scary, but I think we can move up like this, and we can blast that Grimbeak Crow. Almost get the kill. Fortunately, Holly has basically been rendered immobile by those curses. So now we'll start attacking this Shadow Stalker with damage here. Send our ogres in. Start wailing on him. There we go. Fantastic. Meanwhile, we can now start working on what's going on this side of the battle. So we will retreat our cannon back. Reload. Flame tank can start putting work in on these two units. Alternatively, we could just start trying to tie them up with our units with Resurgence, which might actually be a decent idea. So yeah, let's get in there and do some damage. Excellent. A little more, perhaps. Nice. And then, you know what? We can fly in there and get a kill. Maybe two. Oh, yeah. That was nice. Now, this Shadow Stalker is a little scary still with its mobility, but I think we'll be fine. Meanwhile, the Hellhound can come over and just get a heal. And we'll start sending our Shock Trooper over, along with our Ogre. Flyer taking a beating, but still alive. Again, it might actually be nice to just have the Flyer die. That way it'll resurge and come back with more health. So just to make sure. Yeah, the Flyer does have Resurgence thanks to Divine Justicar. So let's just kill the Flyer here. Perfect. Now it'll come back with way more health. And as for over here, Grimbeak Crows can just be killed off like that. This Shadow Stalker, we can just blast with fire damage, basically, until he dies. So let's do that. One Flame Blast. Two Flame Blasts. And then we'll do a nice cannon shot here for some big boy damage. Excellent. Just like that, that problem is solved. Go and repair our flame tank for some nice extra health. You know, Holly is back in action here, so she can maybe do a little something here. Let's step her up and have a touch of faith going on this ogre. And yeah, now we basically just got that Shadow Stalker left, and I don't think there's really much else we can do at this point in terms of, like, farming experience or anything like that. No, nothing really. Yeah, our heroes have kind of already done their thing. Yeah, let's step our Shock Trooper over. Ooh, and we didn't quite get the kill. That's all right. That did, though. And look at that. We've captured Camille's throne city of Thorsbud. I wouldn't be surprised now if Camille... Oh, okay, and Camille has lost. So Camille was still in the void. So a few episodes back, we actually sent Camille to the void, and I guess it looks like she was still there. That makes sense, as she really wasn't casting any spells. So we killed her too. Boy, look at that. 1, 2, 3. We killed off Colm, then Awaness, and now Camille. So that's one team of 3 that's basically just been eliminated. So now we basically just have the other team of 3 left. So we have Galendil, the High Elf Archdruid. We have Quandria, the Shadow Elf Rogue, who is currently in the Void. And then we have Zorn, the Disciplined. He's an Orc Warlord in a game. We have yet to really encounter him. Now, as for Thorsbud, since it's a Halfling city, we're just going to absorb it. Boy, that's nice. I can't even... Oh, that's so exciting that we actually got that done. Let's take a peek at those items with War Master here real quick. Just see if there's anything worth taking. Oh, this Thief's Cowl we could just sell. That's not particularly useful. The weapon, I think, we'll sell as well. Extra movement, that's not particularly useful. Bow and arrow, you know what, we'll leave that with War Master. That way he's now got another ranged attack. Fishing Spear I really don't think is going to come into play, so we'll sell that. So now we've got the Blowpipe and some Torso Armor. So let's look around and see if any of our heroes need... Awaness could use it, so we'll send it to her. Home could also use it, but I think we'll send it to Awaness because she's right next door. Oh, and Retromoria has items here. I almost forgot about that since we killed that other... Oh, and this sword will be good. We killed that Theocrat hero that belonged to Quandria. Boy, he had a lot of equipment. Pendulum of Restoration, Spirit Protection, and Break Control. I think what we'll do is we'll equip that. Since that ring is going to take 4 turns to get there, we will equip that for now, and then we can equip the ring later. Vorsar's Shoes of Merit. They're decent, but they provide Blight Weakness, which I really don't like, so I'm actually going to sell that. Immobilization, that's not bad for her. We'll keep that. Holy Symbol, she can hang on to that. And Entangling Vines, sure, why not? Now she has lots. She has a way to immobilize. And the Ice Scraper gloves to throw that ice ball. So that's all really good for her. Very happy with that. And yeah, okay, so hang on. Back to the heroes. We're going to send this stuff to Awaness so that she has at least a few things. Because really, she doesn't have much. Just kind of making her a bit stronger. Yeah, so that'll arrive shortly. There we go. So she'll have now a little bit more versatility thanks to that. Oh, and actually, she does have a level up here, so let's do that. She's a... Oh, but of course, that's right. I want to wait until next turn because she'll get Convert. Or next level up, I should say, because then she'll get Convert. So we'll save those. Okay, well, now that we've eliminated Camille, let's kind of think about maybe how we want to approach this. So... I suppose we could just use Awaness to start clearing out structures around here. That might not be such a bad idea. Want to grab this Elven city eventually. We want to grab all these cities around here because that's just more income for me. But yeah, I think with all these units, we're just going to start heading to the west, basically. Because that's where our opponents are. We know that Galendil and Quandria are up here somewhere. And Zorn is probably up there too. So... I think once we have our movement back with all these units, we're just going to start heading to the west. We'll back up there, and we'll back up there. All right, well, we'll put the Hellhound there just to guard the city, I guess. Boy, that worked out well. Again, that's just a little fluke of the way that the units were oriented. It basically gave me a massive opening that I was able to exploit and take advantage of that and take the city. It's actually very similar to what happened with Fairfields down here, where I was able to basically exploit the way the city was kind of left open, and yeah, that worked out super well for me. So, yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll actually send these units back this way. And then, yeah, we can try and grab some of these cities. Ooh, this one's really well defended, however. Might be okay, though, because we've got 2 cannons and an engineer to reload them. I think as long as we take out the Manticore Rider, we should be in good shape. So, yeah, we can start trying to capture those cities. That'll be really good. Flame tank here. You know what? Let's head up this way. Because, again, we're going to be getting into fights up there in that direction, I think. We have Colm down here, sort of same story. We want to send him up this way. I think we were going to clear out this structure, so let's do it. Bring our units in. Hang on, is there someone else that can join in? Yeah, there's this flyer. Might as well bring him along for the ride, too. There we go. But yeah, now we can really focus our efforts on essentially just one part of the map, which is that sort of northwestern quadrant of the map there. That's really going to be our primary focus at this point, and I think that's going to give us... Well, I think we're going to be in a really, really good position now. We're not having to kind of divide ourselves across multiple different areas to fight, you know? Different parts of the map. So, man, I'm so happy with this outcome so far. Alright, so we've got the Initiate and the Martyr. The Martyr is going to need to die so that we can get rid of the... Let's see, let's do that. There, Absorb Pain is now gone. Flyer can step up and attack the Initiate. Meanwhile, our Yeti can move on over this way. This Yeti can flank in as well, or move up as well, I should say. Let's get that Fire Elemental in there and do some more damage to that Initiate. Ooh, tried to convert it. Thankfully, it resisted. Okay, so now we can beat the crap out of those Apprentice units. Very nice. Now it's just the Evangelist who needs to die. Alright, we can kind of gang up on him, which is really good. The Flyer's in pretty rough shape. He can't do much. However, the Yeti... Ooh, the Yeti can get in there. Oh, big damage. Monster Hunter can step up, do some work, and then we can actually get the kill with our Fire Elemental for some extra experience there. We'll also reload the cannon before we do anything else. I kind of forgot about Colm all the way down there. And then we can do this. Very nice. So that clears out that shrine. And gives us a little bit of benefit as well. Oh, and you know what? We could actually send Colm over to try this Hall of the Forefathers. Maybe not such a bad idea. You know what? That might be a nice way to end the episode. We could grab this, try and clear it out for some nice rewards. Yeah, I like this. So this will probably be where I end the episode after this battle. Alright, so we have to be careful. We've got some decent units that we're up against. I think what we will do with Colm is we will do a Phoenix Warrior on the Flyer. Because I suspect we're going to be sending the Flyer up the gut. And then with our Yetis, we'll probably just buff them with... maybe we'll buff one of them with Nourishing Meal or something like that. Our Priest, on the other hand, can inhibit one of the Ice Queens there. We'll have to be careful because our Fire Elemental will be able to do good damage, but we don't want him taking any frost damage because, of course, he's weak to that. Our units are being chilled. That's not fun. Frozen Flames makes them actually resistant to fire damage, which kind of nerfs a little bit of the benefit of my Fire Elemental here, but that's all right. Again, we have Resurgence on the flyer. You have to watch out for the Royal Guard there, basically a pikeman unit. And our Yetis can get in there and start dishing out punishment. Let's see what kind of damage. We're really not doing much, but we could step up a little bit here. Do a bit more. Be nice, actually. Don't want my priest getting too involved, so we'll just do this. And then I think between the two Yetis, we should be able to kill her off. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're not going to quite get the kill, although if Colm jumps in, I think we can get the finish. We're really not doing a lot of damage. Okay, there, we can fire our pistol. And then maybe get the kill. Nice. Okay, great. Then we can send our flyer up. And again, our flyer has Resurgence, so I don't mind him basically just being in there and being a bit of a sacrificial lamb, as it were. He's just drawing aggro, basically sucking up attacks. He's going to get pikeman to death. Yeah, there it is. But that's okay. Now we're in a really good position where we can finish off the Ice Queen here. Perfect. And then we can try and curse one of these units. And then our Yetis can jump in there and just start bashing everything. Oh, very nice. And we can fight the Royal Guard kind of 1v1 here a little bit. The only thing we have to remember is that when the Royal Guard dies, it will explode. And we don't want to take a bunch of unnecessary damage from them if we can avoid it. Let's kill off that White Witch. There we go. Took a little flank damage there. Nothing we can't handle, however. Yeah, unfortunately, when we kill him, he's gonna hurt our Yetis. Thankfully, they're immune or resistant to the frost damage of that, so that wasn't as bad as it otherwise would have been. And yeah, our Yetis can just step up and keep working on those units, basically. Holm can also step up and kill off the White Witch. Okay, now we just got the one left. And it's going to suicide itself on my Yetis. Perfect. So we cleared that out. We got our flyer back, thank goodness. And, ooh, and look at this. We got Obsidian Armor of the Black Knight, which provides just massive elemental resistance to everything and +3 defense. And we also got the Choker of the Great Matriarch. Boy, that's nice. We got 40% fire protection, 40% blight protection, vision upgrade, and resistance. I will happily take that reward. So let's equip that to Colm. And then let's look at his resistances here. You know what? I think between the armor and this, we can actually get rid of this blight protection ring. And we should still have 100% if we look. Yeah. Wow, look at this. So 60%, 60%, 100%, 60%, 100%. He has amazing elemental protection now. That's really, really good. Emerald Band of Ruggedness. So let's figure out which hero maybe doesn't have a jewel item that could use that. I think Awa Ness is missing one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you know what? Let's send it to her. Perfect. All right, yeah, so nice rewards there. That's really, really good. And I think that's going to be a perfect place to end the episode, actually. So let's just zoom out and kind of take a look at what happened. So yeah, we now basically have the entire sort of right portion of the map. The eastern portion of the map is now under our control, more or less. We're going to continue grabbing some of these independent cities that used to belong to our now dead or conquered opponents. And over here, we're going to kind of start, you know, zeroing in on the 3 remaining opponents. And again, if we look at them, we've got Galendil of Orlas, the High Elf Archdruid, Quandria Rivara, the Shadow Elf Rogue, and Zorn the Disciplined, the Orc Warlord. So this team of 3 now is all we have left, and we can basically converge all of our units on this, like I said, about quarter of the map. That's going to make our life a heck of a lot easier because we can really consolidate our strength into one region. So we'll save our game. You know what? We'll even overwrite the halfway save that was just in case we had a freeze during that massive battle. We'll call this one episode 28. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.